Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I've got two massive chunky junk journals to do flip throughs of. These are both for sale on my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website at the time of filming this. So I don't know whether they're still available obviously at the time when the video goes out. They're both massively chunky. I'll just show you kind of from the tops. They're both very lacy, both very girly. We've got a sort of black and sort of sultry browns and things themed one, and then we've got a blue one. So I'm going to just flick through them both quite quickly so that I'm not taking too long. So this one, I have bound it with some ribbon tied up with some sari silk. So all I did was just tied it in the middle of the two and just bound it this way round. So rather than, what do you call that way? Is that vertical? Vertical. Yeah, vertically. So it's a soft cover journal. It's been covered with fabric and then it's been covered with lace. You've got some sari silk, lots of different laces. And then on the front cover, you've got loads of different things. So you've got some coffee dyed lace here, more coffee dyed lace there. You've got some black lace, got some sari silk here and here. You've got a little jabot there. You've got a cluster, a lace cluster that is, a lace cluster here, and then another lace cluster there, a sari silk bow, loads of different things going on there. Now it's kind of got like a fabricy lift, if you see what I mean, because I've put the fabric on so it's kind of loose and sort of puffy-ish. So yeah, that's kind of got a bit of an extra sort of, not necessarily a squish, but you know, you can feel the fabric kind of layered on there, if that makes sense. So very, very, you know, elegant sort of, I think anyway. So opening it up, on the inside of the front cover, we've got some collage paper, then we've got one of my ribbon embellishments here, a lace cluster, and then a pocket down the side, and then we've got some vintage ephemera in the form of a letter dated 1895. This is genuine vintage ephemera. Both of these journals contain a lot of pieces of genuine vintage ephemera, you know, which of course makes them kind of extra special and extra unique because of course they're, you know, they're one-off pieces. They can't be repeated or anything. So that is in there like that. Then on the facing page, we've got just a little fold out piece here. This is just some craft colored card and one of my little lady journal cards there on the top, and then you've got some lace here, oops, some lace there and a label and a couple of flowers and things and some lace on here. You've got a little bit of brown ruffle up there and a bow, and then tucked in there you've just got a journal card on the, or tucked in at the back, you've got a little rosebud as well on the back there. And then going over the page, I love how this envelope looks. It's so pretty. Sorry, I've just got a thread of hot glue across there. I love how this envelope looks. So you've got layered up pieces. This is all from my Junk Journal Basics Kit 2. So you've got some lace, Varimontes, and some journal cards, a butterfly there, and a rosebud. And then tucked in here, you've got a stamped journal card on some coffee dyed paper. And then opening this up, I just included you know, some document paper in here to cover the inside of the envelope. You've got one of my laminated photo printables like that, so that just tucks in there. You've got a label then to add some decorative interest, and then this is a reproduction vintage postcard, so it's, you know, it's a reproduction one. That just tucks in like that. And then on the facing page, you've got some vintage sheet music with some image here, and then a lace cluster on the edge. Lots of bling on here. And then tucked into the top, you've just got a little piece with some vintage ephemera and some other bits on there as well, including some lace and some, not bling, but pearly bling. That just tucks into the top like that. And then going over the page, this is some collage masterboard. You've got a perfume bottle on there, a butterfly, some sari silk, some lace, all various different things. And then tucked into the side, this is just some vintage fly sheet, or actually this might be some vintage ephemera, but a blank part, if you see what I mean. And then I've just put a a transparency film printable on the top. I have got the packs of the transparencies and the vellum They're called the speciality paper packs in my shop at the moment, with I think you get 40 pieces of vellum and transparency film printed pieces. And then I've just punched some holes and tied it round with some baker's twine. I just love how that looks. Very, very simple, but super pretty. That just tucks in like that. Then you've got some plain pages for journaling. Just got some stamped detail there, a label. Plain for journaling, just a bit of paper glued on there and a bit more stamping. You've got some greaseproof paper, some vintage book page, and then blank for journaling there and here. And then you've just got a little tuck spot with, again, a you know, a printable vintage photograph. And then tucked in here you've got another sheet music pocket with this is a vintage book image. And then you've got some lace down here, a rosebud little flower, and then you've got stitching around the edge. You've got some stitched fabric ruffle and one of my button embellishments, some lace on here, and one of my street names. And this has got some vintage letter, or a vintage letter. It's dated 1880. I don't know quite what this is actually referring to, but it has got a figure of £625 and then later £653. Like I say, I'm not sure what this letter is referring to. I can't actually read the writing that brilliantly. But whatever it was talking about, I mean, £653 in 1880 must have been a lot of money. But yeah, it's a lovely letter and some lovely penmanship. You've got, of course, the address on there as well. And that just tucks in like that. And then here we've got a glassine bag, which we made recently. And then tucked in there, I've got an altered playing card, which I've got a video coming up where we do some altered playing cards soon. So yeah, that's just one of the ones from there. Absolutely love how that looks. And that just tucks in. It's got one of my bird toppers on there, if you were wondering. And then we've got a flip down tag tucked in, whoops, tucked in behind the glassine bag. So that just goes in there. Again, a rosebud there. All those roses, by the way, they're all from the Junk Journal Basics kit too. They just look really stunning, don't they, in this journal? And then you've got some stitched fabric ruffle and a ribbon embellishment there. And then on this side, you've got some lace just off to the side, some paper up here, and then you've got this lovely pocket. And then tucked in here, you've got a wax seal, by the way, on the edge of the pockets. I did do a tutorial for these pockets, so you may have seen that. And then a journal card that just tucks in there like that. And then tucked into the side of this, we've got another genuine vintage. Now this is a book page. Now I've got to say, a couple of these book pages are actually quite torn. That's how they were. They are, of course, very delicate paper, you know, they are genuine vintage, but I've included it because, of course, it's plain on the back, so you've got lots of journaling space on there. But just do be careful, because like I say, it is slightly damaged, you know, from just from the age of it, basically. So, oh, I'm thinking I'm tucking that in the wrong way. Oh. Yeah, okay, so that tucks in there like that. Okay, and that just tucks in there like that. Oops. Bit of a tight squeeze, but it does go in, obviously. So yeah, probably do with putting it in a little bit further. There we go. Right, going over the page, we've got this gorgeous belly band, which I have missed putting something in there, so let me just find a journal card of some sort that I can pop into there. Hang on 2 moments. Okay, I can pop, oh gosh, that's not a very good colour on there, is it? No, it's not. Right, let's try that one instead. So I'm just going to put this printable journal card in behind there. So it's just a belly band. Oops. Like that. There we go. So actually I'm going to put it in that way up. Right, there we go. And then you've got this gorgeous cluster. I have to say, I wanted to hoard this cluster for a bit because I just loved the look of it. This is from the Great Expectations, and I'm not even too sure what the background is, but I love the colour of it, and it just is picked up by the label and the butterfly. So yeah, very pretty. Then we've got one of my number tabs there, and then again some more plain pages for journaling. We've got some vintage sheet music, more plain pages for journaling. One of my fun photos there. So you've just got like a little tag, pull out tag, and then I've also done it like a pocket with another little pull out piece there. Then here we've got this gorgeous piece. This is from the vintage desk. I think it's set 1, just with this lovely kind of decorative piece on the top, and then you've got a large tag tucked in there. This is also a pocket, so you could definitely put something in there as well, and then a rosebud up there as well. I love how this page looks. It's very simple, but just really, to me, looks really classy and really just, yeah, very, very lovely. So that just goes in there like that. And then on the middle center spread, I've got these 2 pieces, which are both made. This paper here is from my autumn kit, from the Autumns Upon Us, so 2024 autumn kit. Aren't they just so lovely? And they're on here, which is from my French collection papers, but my goodness, don't they look stunning on there? This is just one of my music toppers and my light butterflies, but the combination of the colours on here just looks so yummy, doesn't it? So I really, really like it. Let me know what you think. And then tucked in here, we've just got a journal card from a stamped piece there. And then tucked in at the top, I've just got, again, another vintage book page. Again, of another gentleman. And again, it's obviously plain on the back for journaling. So you've got, like I say, a lot of vintage things in this journal, which is, you know, super nice, obviously. Oh, try and tuck that in there. Okie dokie, and then tuck that into the top like that. Lots of lace down the edge, and then here we've got another pocket where tucked in behind there you've got this piece. It's got lots of vintage paper, so you've got this from 1925, and then you've got some greaseproof paper, or it might be paper bag actually, I'm not sure, and then some more vintage paper there. Bit more vintage paper there, and then this here from my postal collection. It's just been coffee dyed, but it feels very vintage, and then it's just been stapled, and a bit of lace and some bling. So very cute little clustery type piece there. That just tucks in like that, and then tucked into this pocket you've got this gorgeous little clustered up piece of items. You've got some vellum and things, little ticket, another little ticket piece. And that's all been glued together and then held together, or, you know, glued as a feature. You've got a wax seal there as well. So very, very nice. That just tucks in to that part. Some fabric stitched ruffle there and some bling. And then going over the page, this here is vellum pocket, and it's stitched over the top of some vintage book page. Some lace across there, little flower and a label. So very simple but very pretty. And then you've got just some vintage letter. It's just kind of like a second page, if you see what I mean. So nothing on there. So perfect for journaling. And that just tucks in there. And then on this page, you've got your plain pages for journaling. So what I've done, taken one of my altered paper clips. I have put it on 2 pages, held it over 2 pages, just because, you know, it's quite heavy. And I just thought it would be more robust and sort of strengthened by using 2. So you've got plain page for journaling just with butterfly and stamping. Then you've got that vintage sheet music, a label on there, some stamping there, and then another plain page there just with a label. And then what I've done, I've just popped in, this is some book page. It's a portrait there of Alfred Ellis, whoever that is. And then for some reason it's got Oscar Wilde written there. Not sure what's going on there, but anyway. And then here, maybe that's a photograph that Oscar Wilde took, I don't know. We've just got some vintage letter here, just a piece from a vintage letter. Look at that lovely penmanship. It's so pretty, isn't it? And again, just obviously made the envelope flap there. Haven't glued it down because you've got the address part of the envelope, or the address part of the letter, which I thought was really rather nice. So I've left it like that. So it's up to you really whether you would want to, you know, glue that down, or maybe you'd use it in some collage or something like that. Completely up to you. And that's just hooked over that page, holding the book page in place. And then you've got here just a little vintage, not vintage, sorry, altered paper clip. And again, it's got a little tiny, oops, little tiny pocket. I'm not sure. Let's just see whether I could just pop something in there. There we go. And I've just popped a little tag in there as well. So that just clips on like that. Then you've got plain for journaling. Here you've got a pocket, and that opens out with the ribbon. And again, just plain for journaling. You've got this gorgeous stamped memories piece there, and plain for journaling here. This is some vintage book page and a rosebud from the Junk Journal Basics set 2. All just ties up with that ribbon. So very, very pretty there. And then it's covered in lace. It's got lots of lace on there. Lace down the side with a bow, and then you've got this gorgeous tag. Again, I've been holding this for ages. It's got a metal piece on there and things. Very, very nice tab there, tag. And then you've got a ribbon piece there as a tab. That's got a pocket on the front with just a printable of a vintage photograph popped into there as well. Then here we've got a sort of belly band where, whoops, I just tucked in a vintage playing card. These are those, oh gosh, I've forgotten the name of these particular cards, but they're a specific brand of playing card, which they're quite, you know, quite nice cards, good quality, and they seem to go for quite a bit of money, which I was lucky enough to pick up some, you know, not recently, but actually a couple of years ago. But yeah, so that's just tucked in like that. So again, you know, up to you really with all these pieces, whether you would leave them in this journal or use them in something else. And then this one here, we've just got this gorgeous pocket. Love this pocket. It's so simple. It's just some paper from the Junk Journal Basics set 2, a frame there, and then a rosebud from the Junk Journal Basics set 2, and then one of those little junk journal embellishments that I did the tutorial of recently. And what a simple pocket, but that looks so pretty, doesn't it? So tucked into there is again another piece of vintage ephemera, dated 1891. Lots of journaling space on there. That just folds up tiny, goes into that sort of tuck spot there. And then tucked in the side, that's one of my frames printables there, just poking out. And then you've just got a little piece there that tucks in on the side. One of my labels at the top as well. So yeah, nice page layout. And then here we've got, these are those lovely pockets, which were Rachel from Roxy Creations, her design of pockets, which she'd done a couple of years ago, and I have to say I still really love these pockets. They're just stunning, aren't they? So I've just done this out of coffee dyed vellum, all plain, but here I've made the belly band to kind of hold it closed from, I think that's from the French collection papers, and a piece there from my Victorian gallery. And then tucked in, we've got some vintage ephemera like that. So that tucked into the, whoops, the back part. So into there, like that. And then we've got this piece here from the French collection, I think tucked into here. So much going on, it's hard to know what came from where. Then we've got some vintage ephemera here with some other little bits stapled on, not stapled on, sorry, held together with a brad in the corner. That I think went there like that. And then we've got just a piece from the French collection went into there as well. So you've got loads and loads of bits going on in there. And then tucked in the side, again, another vintage book image, which again, plain on the back for journaling. But again, another lovely, you know, book page. I mean, it has got some marks on there, you know, I don't know whether, yeah, aging spots, I suppose. And they are obviously just part of the fact that it is, you know, genuine vintage book page. So, and that just all folds in on itself and tucks into the side. And then here we've just got this gorgeous little fold out piece. So again, held with some string, and it just folds out like that. It's stitched, basically paper bag, brown paper bag, stitched to form just a kind of straight line, and then I've just folded it into a trifold, which is really rather nice. And it folds up here, oops, folds up here like that with the string. And then obviously once it's folded up, it then forms a pocket. So because you've got that bottom fold, that then operates like a pocket. So I've just put a couple of vintage photograph printables into there like that, and they're not going anywhere because it's now, you know, got that bottom fold. Plain for journaling with a butterfly. We've got label, rest of that book page, more greaseproof paper, and then again plain for journaling here. Little label on some lace. Here we've got one of those doily pockets, which again I did do a tutorial of these. Looks very pretty. Again, popped in just a printable photograph. And then here we've just got a collage masterboard with one of my bird toppers, some butterflies and things, lots of lace and things going on here. And then tucked into the side, again, it's just a letter which I folded down. It's dated 1932, the original. Folded down into just a little flippy out, and that just tucks in. And I like to have it, you know, with the flap poking out like that. Oops. Like that. You could maybe even be clever and sort of put that under the butterfly like that, and then it holds it completely flat. And then here we've got a double corner tuck. Love how this one looks. So this is a genuine cigarette card inside one of my frame printables. Some lace at the top and things, so very pretty. And then you've just got a reproduction postcard that tucks in there. And then here, I've been hoarding this for years, I have to say. Why I've been hoarding that is beyond me, but I do really like it, to be honest. So it's just some coffee dyed paper, and it's just a little fold down. But don't you love these little stamped images? Yeah, I don't know why I've hoarded that so much, but yeah, made it years ago and just hoarded it ever since. But I thought it just went really nicely in here. And then this is the final page. So you've got another sheet music, vintage sheet music pocket, another vintage book page image, one of my frame printables, and then a fabric yo-yo there. And then tucked into here, again, got another one of those book page, oops, vintage book pages. Oh my goodness, I'm going to struggle to unfold this for some reason. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? There we go. Yeah, be careful when you unfold these. Helps to kind of like hold it at the bottom, keeping that tuck bit free, and then it will open sort of easily. And inside there you've got another image of this gentleman, again plain on the back for journaling. So that all just folds up on itself and then tucks into this small section here like that. So very cute. That just tucks in at the top. Whoops. Like that. And then here we've just got, this is some genuine vintage book page, which I made a little sort of pocket from. Put on a butterfly and a little journaling piece here, and then a label, some lace. Got one of my little ribbon embellishments there, and some lace down the side, a fabric ruffle and a bow. And then tucked into the pocket we've just got this fold out, which has got lots of pieces of paper in here. So mixture of new and some vintage as well. Coffee dyed, it's all been coffee dyed, so it feels pretty nice and scrumptious and, you know, rustly. And that all just folds up like that. And then you've got some lace and some bling. So, you know, pretty nice. And that just all goes in there. I mean, it's quite chunky, to be honest, because you've got quite a few sheets in there, but it seems to fit okay in this back pocket. So, you know, quite nice, I think. So that is that complete journal. Like I say, I mean, it's a big chunky one, and it's got lots of, you know, vintage things in there as well. Nearly forgot then that I had in fact tied the closure vertically rather than horizontally. Obviously up to you how you do that completely. If you didn't want the closure at all, you wouldn't have to have it. It's not like bursting open or anything. So that's journal number 1, and then journal number 2 is this gorgeous yummy blue one. I have to say I don't really have a favourite out of these two. Let me know below which one you like best. So this one, I have to say I do really like the cover of this. So I've got this lovely like, I don't know what colour you would call this, minty green. It's not really a minty green. I don't know what colour I would call this. But yeah, this beautiful colour sari silk, and I tied it up with this, which is just some vintage fabric from just some vintage bed sheets. which I happened to get hold of. So yeah, I've been tearing those down. So I just tied it again in the middle. So you've got sari silk and the vintage bed sheet, and it just works brilliantly. And then here we've got some velvet on the cover, and then we've got lots of lace going on here. Again, some coffee dyed lace, lots of coffee dyed lace in fact, and a jabot there, a printable of a vintage photograph. Now this here is actually a brooch, so if you wanted to you could take this off, but I thought it looks, you know, pretty lovely on there, to be honest. So yeah, I popped it on there. And then going into the journal, we've got a double pocket here. So you've got a pocket there and a pocket there, and then how it's been glued down also gives you another pocket. So tucked into there, we've got again some of that vintage book page. Now again, I think this one might have been torn slightly. And you know, like I say, these are vintage book pages. So I mean, some of these have been torn and things, you know, but I guess it's all part of, you know, the fact that they are very, very old. So that just goes like that and then tucks in there like that. So nice big bit of journaling paper in there. You can just tuck that into there. And then here you've got some vintage letter. So this dated 1873. I love the fact it's on this blue paper. Obviously this being a blue themed journal, I thought just was lovely. So that goes in there. That's an original piece, by the way, as is obviously that. Then this here, printable from my Bluebirds and Blossoms, and it's just a little, you know, foldy piece. So that just goes in like that. You've got sari silk top and bottom and a lace cluster here. And then on the facing page, here's some more of that lovely bed sheet, which I just thought is perfect colour for this journal. We've got a stitched pocket here with a little piece here at the top, which is held together with a brad. I think we did do these in maybe a mass making. So you've got all these little bits to journal on. You could obviously take them away from the brad, you know, take the brad out and have them singular. It's up to you. That just goes in there. Isn't it perfect colour for this page? And then tucked in the side, you've also got a vintage letter, again dated 1883. So that one goes, oops, in the side like that. And then you've just got a sari silk bow on here as well with a little lace cluster stuck on the front. Oh, sorry, a lace cluster there as well. And they're the same sort of journal card as well, which I thought was quite nice because it, you know, mirrors the pages. And then going over the page, we've got this gorgeous pocket here, which is a diagonal pocket stitched there. This beautiful colour brown lace, which I really, really love. A bow and one of my button embellishments, and then tucked into here a little kind of, just like a little booklet really, of some coffee dyed papers, and that just tucks in like that. Oops, like that. And then here just a vintage photograph digital there like that. Just a piece of paper up here just for sort of interest, and then these are your plain journaling pages, a little label and some lace. Got the greaseproof paper, we've got that vintage sheet music, and then more plain pages for journaling, a vintage postage stamp, one of my little ribbon embellishments there, and that's just facing this page with this gorgeous little lace pocket here. That just has got one of my laminated vintage photograph printables there. That just tucks in a frame and a butterfly and some bling. That just tucks in like that, and then tucked in here another little vintage letter dated 1886. So again, lots of really old pieces in here, originals. So that just tucks in, whoops, tucks in, oh my goodness, if I can, it should tuck in here. My goodness, like that. And then going over the page, we've got this double tuck spot up here, which, oh my goodness, don't you love this page? So a couple of journal cards there, one tucks in here and one tucks in here. Again, that's a genuine vintage cigarette card inside this frame. So I love how this page looks. And then here we've got this lovely pocket with pocket here and a tuck here. And again, I mean, what a yummy page spread that is. So this just opens out. It's again another vintage letter dated 1864. And that just tucks, oops, tucks in here like that. And then this here in the side. This is some vintage invoice. Oops. Very thin paper, you know, that kind of invoice type paper, dated, I think it's actually 1951 this, but it actually feels way older. So yeah, very lovely. And I love it when they have, you know, like the address on the back. So they were sort of obviously like posted like this, which that's really super cool, isn't it? I mean, you'd never have that now, would you? Because of course things would be, you know, data protection and all of that kind of thing. You wouldn't just have this tucked around. I mean, I don't know whether this is how this would have been posted, just tucked in, but maybe it would have done. And yeah, I mean, I just think, wow, how times have changed, because you would not get that these days. But I love it when they have those like envelope, you know, addresses on the back. You've got a couple of vintage postage stamps here, and here you've got this double pocket, which is huge. And so you've got a lace cluster on the front, some of that yummy, yummy, yummy greeny colour sari silk. And then here we've got portion of vintage invoice. That just tucks in here like that. And then here you've got one of those tags with the pull-out piece. This was inspired by I'm a Cool Mum, who is now... Oh, why do I always forget her name? She's called Jessica. She's I'm a Cool Mum. I always forget either her name or her channel name. I don't know why, but I'm just terrible with names. What's her channel name? Something Books now. It's not Treasure Books, obviously, because that's Natasha. It's, oh my goodness, what is it called? Paper Terrace. That's what she's called, Paper Terrace. Yeah, inspired by her. So we did these a couple of years ago in the Christmas series. Love, love, love this tag. Been poured in it, as you can probably imagine. So that just tucks in to there like that. Oops, it's a little bit tight. Oh, yeah, tucks in like that. And then we've got plain for journaling, more of that book page, bit of lace. And then we've got this page here with a ribbon banner at the top with a little bow and then a piece stuck down there. Lace down the side, some more of that lovely vintage bedsheet. And then we've got a reproduction postcard there. That just tucks in at the back. This is one of those glassine envelope bags. A little journal card there. Again, that's a vintage postage stamp. Isn't that just so cute? So that just tucks in like that. Now, I have to say, really, really, really love this double page spread. Let me know what you think to this. This is very different for me because I'm not generally, I'm not someone who works with yellow very often. But I kind of like put it on here and I thought, oh, I don't know, because it's a blue journal. And then I found obviously this vellum envelope. And if I just take the photograph out that I put in there, oh my gosh, look at that. It looks so yummy, doesn't it? Because you've got obviously the yellow flowers here. This is from my tea collection papers, this one with the teacup and the bird. Picking up from, these are the daffodils, obviously, from my botanicals. And wow, doesn't that just look, oh my goodness, so yummy, doesn't it? Yeah, it might be one of my favourite double page spreads that I've ever made, I think. I don't know why, but just I love that yellow and blue together. Let me know what you think. I always remember, and I've said about this before, a few years ago, and Girl on a Ridge, and she was flicking through a junk journal and she kind of skimmed over this page, to be honest, but it was, I think, quite a neutrally coloured journal, or I'm not sure, but suddenly there was a completely blue page on there. And wow, I still can remember that page now. I couldn't tell you what video it's from or anything like that. Unfortunately, I don't know what video it was in. But that page just stuck in my head ever since. It was so beautiful. And yeah, I felt excited for this because although it's very different to everything else in this journal, I felt a little bit like, wow, that is so different, but so vibrant and yummy. So let me know what you think, whether you really like this or not. If you do, are you like a yellow person generally, or like me, are you not really, but actually combined with the blue, it just kind of like makes the yellow really pop and really be like, you know, like really, really nice. Let me know what you think. So we've got lace down here, we've got a flower, and then we've got a wax seal with some gold edging on it. This is one of those vellum envelopes, got some embroidery on glaze down the side, a little butterfly, and then just a printable photograph that I popped into the envelope like that, and then tucked into the top of here we've just got another one of those vintage invoices. I mean, these were brilliant for this journal because they've got the blue text, which I thought was fantastic. So that again just all tucks in on itself. Oops. Like that. Oh my goodness, I find these types of things so fiddly, especially when I'm on video. Oh dear, don't think that's gone in properly. Oh my goodness, why do I do these things? Right, there we go. And that just tucks in at the top here into there. Actually, I'm going to turn it around so you can't see the orange postage stamp. There we go. So on the facing page, we've got this 1, 2, 3, yeah, triple pocket, quadruple, I guess, if you've included this side bit. So we've got a journal card there, and there, and then also tucked into the side again. Oh my goodness, more of this awful folding business. We've got another book page. Again, this one is quite torn, I have to say. So yeah, it's got this big tear through it. So, but I think that would look gorgeous just with some sellotape across, to be honest. It would make it look even more vintage. And then you could obviously, you know, include it still in your journals and things. So yeah, just love it. Again, it's plain on the back, so lots of room for journaling. All just tucks into there like that. Okay, so yep, let's just tuck that in. Tuck that in here like this. I might have to tuck it in the other way, actually, thinking. Okay, so that just tucks in there, and then putting all of the journal cards back. So we've got 1, we've got 2, oops, 2, and then this one 3, like that. So yeah, then obviously you've got just the blue lace and things down there. And then going over the page, we've got this one here with the blue and pink. So again, another kind of different looking colour scheme. But again, hopefully tying in because you've got the blues as the foundation. So this is just a piece from my Paris collection. Some little flowers at the back there. This has been done like a belly band, and I've just tucked in a little piece here like that. Oops, like that, as a little journal card. And then this here is some collage masterboard, and then just one of those little like the snippet strips that I did using the square pieces, so slightly different style there. And then here we've just got a little cluster. You've got a genuine cigarette card. I love these cigarette cards, aren't they gorgeous, with the crests and the horses and things. I really do like them. And then you've got just a rusted paper clip and some lace and a little ticket. I really do love that one. So that just tucks in like that. More vintage postage stamps. And then here we've got a paper clip, altered paper clip there, holding this big journal card on. So I'm just going to leave that there. This is another pocket paper clip. I just tucked this into the pocket. And then this is one of those large journal cards that we did. So that goes there. More of that vintage book page, more plain for journaling. One of those decorative edge strips, which I do have the decorative edge strip sets in my shop as well. Then plain for journaling here, and then a lace cluster, some of the Bluebird and Blossoms paper there. Another one of those glassine bags here with another journal card tucked inside. That just goes in like that. Tucks over with the lace. And then more of that bed sheet down the side with some sari silk bow, little butterfly and some bling, and then tucked into the back. Again, just a little kind of piece of, you know, clustered up vintage document, food coloured paper, some embroidery anglaise, some coffee dyed doily, and another piece of printable there that's been coffee dyed, and then just held together just with this little bit of baker's twine. So yeah, very cute little booklet. And then going over the page, this here is a feast for the eyes again, isn't it? But very different looking to the feast for the eyes that I felt was that double page spread in the middle. This is very kind of like neutral and calming, rather than that sort of vibrant yellow and blue, which was that, you know, that middle page. So yeah, hopefully you like this. Let me know, maybe this is your, more your cup of tea. So you've got a little lace cluster there. This is my decorative edge strips. This is a decorative edge strip as well, and they're just married up with that Bluebird and Blossoms paper. And this of course is the Pale Damask set 2. But doesn't it all work really nicely together? So here you've got just this pocket with pocket there, and then a pocket. Oops, it might have been, oh, I'm not sure now which piece came out of where. No, this must have come out of there. So little genuine piece of vintage ephemera in the form of this letter dated 1920. That just goes in there like that. And then here we've got one of those little foldy flip outs. This is some with the deli paper that just wants to keep on curling up. So I do apologise. You could probably run an iron over this, to be honest, to get it to squish down. It is gradually squishing down, the longer that goes by. So I think eventually it will just be, not wanting to curl up anyway, to be honest. But yeah, you've got several pages in there for journaling. And that just Velcro dots closed, and then a piece of genuine vintage ephemera there tucked into the, into the side. Lace trim. Then here a collage masterboard piece just with a little cluster on the front, and then a tag tucked into there. Don't you just love that tag? So pretty, with my heart wings kind of thing, and a circle at the top there, or the middle. A bow printable at the top has a tab, and then one of those coloured book plates on there, so that all just tucks in. And then some more of that vintage bed sheet down there with the bling. And then here some more vintage postage stamps, more pages for journaling, some lace, another one of those ribbon embellishments, more of that obviously vintage sheet music, the greaseproof paper, coffee dyed paper, and then coffee dyed paper here. And then here we've got another little corner tuck up there, one of those junk journal flowers, which we've done those in a mass making session. Love how that looks. And then here we're on the final page. We've got lace trim down the side. Another one of those lovely pockets that were inspired by Roxy Creations, Rachel over at Roxy Creations. So you've got pocket, 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 potentially a pocket here, and then you've got a pocket in the side. So I just love these. So this is just a clustered up bunch of papers, including obviously some coffee dyed paper and some vintage papers. This is also, oh no, that's from the documents collection, sorry, but yeah, nearly fooled me and thought it was genuine vintage. So that just goes into the side like that. And then here you've got, this is just some coffee dyed paper with a stapled on piece of, coffee dyed paper on there. That just tucks in on that back section. Oops, like that. Then you've got another one here, little flippy arrangement stapled in the corner. That all just tucks in there. And then you've got here some genuine vintage ephemera in the form of this letter, which is 1884, and some more here dated 1913, I think this is. So yeah, lots of vintage ephemera again going on in here. So that just tucks in there like that. It looks like it would be too wide, doesn't it? But yeah, it does actually fit in there, would you believe? So that just goes in there like that. And then this is the inside of the back cover, and I've got more of that bed sheet, and then some coffee dyed lace running down the side here, one of those jabos here. So yeah, love how that looks. And then this here is one of those lace pockets that we did. So this is some collage masterboard, and then the center cut out with some lace in there, butterfly with some bling, a few labels, and then just tucked into there is just a printable piece there like that. So both are huge journals. Let me know which one is your favorite. I don't really have a favorite other than that whole blue and yellow page, which I just really like that blue and yellow together. I just think they look really striking. So yeah, let me know what you think. Which journal do you like the best? Do you like the blue and yellow page like I do? Or, maybe you don't like that at all. So, and that's fine too. So like I say, they are both on my website. So if you wanted to head over and check them out, then, do feel free. And yeah, I hope that you feel inspired. I hope you enjoyed the flip throughs, and thank you so much for watching. Would really appreciate a big thumbs up for the video. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, that would be amazing if you could do that, please. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.